simple question is why Westerners much more emphasize on individualism rather than collectivism?
Well, it's not emphasized that they really believe that fundamentally this is how they see the world. This is how we're being raised. This is actually, I never questioned this to be as a general way that people work, think, operate. Basically, this is. I was really surprised that there could be people that thought otherwise.
Okay, the other way, the aspect of Asian people aspect is they much more oriented to collectivism instead of individualism. But usually, any country, any other country, including India, they are not focused on individualism. Why? Coordination, cooperation.
Okay, so basically, I think that religion plays a role.
Religion.
Why? Because basically the only person that you need to answer to is God, not other people.
Ah, I see. Like Buddhist, like Confucianism, like a sort of religious issue, much more focused on group instead of individual.
Yeah, there's no God, right?
No God. Japanese case is Japanese many God. Japan has many gods.
Mandala. He said mandala.
What mandala?
Mandala. This many gods.
Mandala.
Buddhism say mandala.
I don't know Indian religion is they have very
So many.
Well, it's Buddhism, right? Hinduism, sorry, Hinduism.
Is similar to Buddhism?
I'm not sure.
Oh, it's
But I think that the many they have also many.
Yeah.
gods.
Yeah.
Many God?
Yeah, they have something they call. I think they call it a rum or something. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Rum. I believe that
Kind of elephant.
they have a kind of a god-like creature, but not like elephant.
I think elephant is a sky.
Holy.
Yes.
Holy animal.
Holy. Yes.
Oh, a what? Sorry, eh?
Holy animal.
Holy animal. Yes. Yes. Holy animal.
So this.
Yes.
So I think background is religious background is different from
Yeah, but
Westerners.
actually, I think even before religion came into existence, if we look at like the Greek philosophers, there was also the concept of individualism and democracy, and so I'm not sure whether it's only religion or whether religion was actually shaped after deep-rooted sense of individuals.
Okay, one evidence I'm going to tell you. Sun Tzu at war. On this article, and Sun Tzu said, if you occupy the enemy, you should not kill them all. Okay? Bring them in with their armor. Okay, don't kill them. So this is Chinese history of how to handle enemy. Of course, one exception is Qin dynasty. And the Qin dynasty case is he killed them all. But this is very exception. Usually, they 3,000 years ago,
Really?
yeah, they try to quote enemy soldiers, keep them in.
How about Mongol?
Mongol is not Asia.
I mean the gang.
This is
But,
not
originally
Asian
from
people.
I see. Okay.
Northern tribes.
It's the same as Roman Empire, no?
And Mongol killed them all.
Roman
yeah.
did not kill them all. They tried to bring them in. They
But-
actually make them part of the Roman Empire, and every citizen had the right to become
Really?
Roman.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, Roman Empire. Why was it? It was one of the first empires. It was very, very powerful. But why was it so powerful?
Really?
Because actually, the story about the Roman Empire to give everybody the right and the opportunity to become Roman, whether you are like barbarian from the north or a North African, it didn't matter. Everybody could become a Roman. They could earn that right.
How about morale?
Morale,
I'm sorry, moral.
Morale is value.
values.
Moral.
Moral.
Sorry, moral. Sorry, moral.
Value.
Yeah, moral. Don't.
How the Westerners morale? Value.
our morale?
Hmm.
You mean before
Humanitarian.
before religion?
Religion. No, religion.
Religion.
Yeah.
So religion came only into existence.
Okay,
after
one example I want to ask you. The Christianity, they allowed to beat enemies, just
Like a crusader.
prosecution for enemy prosecution. Why Christianity do that? Japanese never do that.
To allow them to be crusaders?
Like no, recently one example is this is Islam, no, Buddhism. Okay. Islam is different. Why Christianity is like a tried prosecution? They do.
I'm not really sure I understand your question.
They try to, like French people invade Algeria. Is one example.
Yeah.
They never treated them as human beings, right? As you know.
That's not true.
Really?
That's not true. Not true at all.
What is it true?
Actually, they tried to make Algeria into part of France. They actually
Finally,
made
yes,
Algerians part
but
of
finally, but 100 years ago, they never tried to. They had to be human being. You don't know that?
No, that's your narrative. That's your narrative. That's
No,
not.
no,
That's
I
not
studied
true.
history.
Yes,
Algeria.
me too.
Really?
Yes,
French invaded Algeria.
yes. That's different from not treating them as human
Finally,
beings.
settled their
I mean,
problems.
if that's
One
your
of
stance,
French
then how
problems,
about
but,
all the invasion?
Before that, they tried to, quote woman as tried to bad treatment for them and kill Algerian people, million people kill them.
Really?
Yeah,
Never.
I know that.
Oh, which one?
No, it's not true.
There's
But
a
they didn't treat them
prosecution.
right, of course. But I think their problem here has nothing to do with a treating them as inferiors and not human beings has nothing to do with that as being on your agenda. That's different from Nazism. Nazism really explicitly made Jews inferior people. They're inferior race. But like the French in relation to the Algerians is different. Basically, the problem there is that basically France has way too much power over Algerians, and they don't want to negotiate. They don't even feel that they need to pay for whatever they take, because they have all the power. They have the weapons, they have the military. It's a very unequal relationship. And as a result of that, people feel entitled to take whatever they want. But that has nothing to do with treating them as feeling a sense of superiority or inferiority. Basically, just because you could, they took it.
You're talking about white Algerian,
No, I'm talking about Algeria in general.
brown colored people. They have Algeria. They have two, organizations.
I know.
Berbers
White
and Berbers
Algerian.
and
White Algerian and local people. And white Algerian is they just try to be independent against France, but France is they treat it as white people, right?
Yeah. Like between Algeria war, right?
Yeah. That's
Oh,
right.
really?
Yeah. It's different. But why Christianity? They had severe prosecution in the history.
they did.
Yeah, many cases. But
What do you mean severe prosecution? Who did they prosecute?
like many cases in the history.
No. But did they prosecute their own leaders who went to overseas, or who
Like
did
a
they
German invade Dutch,
Yeah,
and like a
but they
recently,
didn't invade us because they
recently like Sarajevo is one example. Sarajevo, Yugoslavia.
Which one? Out of Germany?
Yeah, Yugoslavia. No, Yugoslavia.
You mean Kosovo, right?
Yeah. And so many cases in the history. Japanese, they never tried. They never did that.
Are you kidding me?
No.